Last week, Bournemouth annihilated top of the table Manchester City. This weekend, we face top of the home form table Brentford. But away from home, they've not been so good. But God, their fixtures have been tough. It's going to be a cracking game, and we're going to the G-Tech Community Stadium for a 3 p.m. kickoff. Can Bournemouth sting the Bees? Look, mate, I've got one out of the way anymore.
Oh, mate, it's all right, honey. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the game, and actually, you can say I'm buzzing for it.
Well, it's going to be a hive of activity in West London. And look, we've taken 7 points out of a possible 9 in our last 3 games. I, for one, know that Pep's side did get battered in the week, but we're not going to take that away from what a stunning performance it was. We hope you enjoyed our media watch video. But look, can we follow it up against Brentford? Now, we played the Bees at their place in Iraola's opening set of fixtures last season. It was a game where we registered our first away point of the season. Let's relive it, come on. Good save, Vanessa, good save. It's a goal! And the ball was in before he managed to save it. How can that happen? Tom did so well there! Oh my God! Absolutely gutting. Yeah, that was a painful game, Tom. We did really well. We were playing some good football. 2-1 up with seconds to go, and then an unfortunate slip from a person who was almost man of the match, or should have been.
Yeah, against City.
Against City.
Yeah, it was Buemo, wasn't it? Poked it at the end. It was one of them weird ones where I think most of us would go, point here, be a great result.
Yeah.
And then you're 2-1 up right at the end, you end up deflated. To me, I don't know what it does to you, but to me it just reminds me of, that was when Brooksy scored.
Yeah,
wasn't it? And that was a really nice touch. And was it Don got the other one?
We're over him now. It's fine. In that game, that was where Neto had a howler. He gave away a free kick. Yeah. And then that free kick was scored directly, and his positioning was pretty bad. Goal line technology decided that it should be a goal, but it was all square. And of course, we played them our last home game of the season as well, where Dom Solanke scored late. We thought we're getting away with a point here, and then they went and scored up the other end. It was that Vegas day, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Elvis walking around, and 2 freebie holidays were won. Lauren and Ben won one of them. Well done, guys. But that didn't really spoil the celebrations, because it was such a good season for us, wasn't it?
Yeah, it didn't really matter. But yeah, we haven't got a great record over them. I'd be interested to see when you do your old head-to-heads what we're like. I know that obviously this stadium, we've only played there twice, I want to say, with and the one
in person,
obviously because of COVID. But yeah, and I remember the one prior, so Gary O'Neill, where we got robbed to that point. It was one of the very few decisions that the league actually come out and said that was wrong, didn't they? I think Tony pulled Senesi first or something like that anyway. But I do enjoy it as an away day, mate, I've got to be honest. So looking forward to it. Just hope their form changes at home, that's for sure.
Well, look, Brentford, like I say, at home have been riding the crest of a wave, but away, not so great. And in their last game, a certain former Cherry dictated that one. Brentford were hanging on to their 1-0. I didn't see the whole game. I did manage to see the last 10 minutes, which were the decisive last 10. And certain Harry Wilson popped up twice.
I can believe it, yeah. I always liked him. Always liked Harry. Yeah. It's mad players like that. We've spoke recently, haven't we, about one in particular, Morgan Rogers, when we played Villa. How it just doesn't work at certain, because he was rubbish. I mean, he scored a few worldies. He has got a hell of a left foot, Harry Wilson, but rubbish. And every time I watch him for Wales and Fulham, I think he's a player, isn't he? Yeah. I'd like to be linked with him if we never had him. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, fair play to him. And to be fair, I know there's going to be more Brentford fans watching this than Fulham, I would have thought. But I've got to be honest about it. I mean, it would have been a robbery if Brentford had won it.
Did he mean that first goal though?
Even he said afterwards, didn't he? They said about his 2 goals. He said they probably didn't end up where I predicted them to end up, but it looked good, didn't it? But yeah, he did make the impact, and it was what Fulham deserved, let's be honest. But Yeah, I suppose it's one of them. Thomas Frank said it afterwards as well. You can always look at it and go, well, Brentford scored, so then they're always going to be without the ball and be soaking it up. And to be fair to them, I actually was quite impressed with Pinnock, I always like, and some of their blocks and that defensively. But yeah, they got pipped, and it remains to be seen now whether it will be we'll have that reaction from them because they lost, or that'll really deflate them.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. But again, it was, misery on the road. But unfortunately, we're playing them at their place where they're looking good.
Yeah, top of the form table at home. Cherries are 12th in the away form table. As we go into this game, the full league table sees that Boscombe are 10th after 10 games, 15 points, 2 more than Brentford. They are currently sitting in 12th position. Last season, Brentford, they finished 16th place in the table with 39 points. That was 4 places and 9 points behind the Cherries. And that was Thomas Frank's lowest finish as a Brentford manager in his time at the club. 3 full seasons in the Premier League, that was. As you can tell, we're at the QP, the home of AFC Bournemouth fans on a home match day. But look, you can come in here whenever you want, especially on a Sunday when you get a lovely roast dinner for, get this, £10. But if you've got a season ticket holder card, £1 off.
Lovely stuff.
And look, people have been raving about this roast dinner as well. Check our pinned comment below because we're going to reveal who won the last competition, where it was guess the correct scoreline, 2-1 to Bournemouth against Man City. Not many said that. There were a few though. Wow. So it went down to who got the booking closest. Which minute was it? It was the 6th minute. Christie got booked.
Oh yeah, he got booked really early. I thought, no. Yeah, I remember, and it was ridiculous. I remember thinking that can't be a booking. But yeah, someone obviously is happy about it. But yeah, get on down there because the last few, obviously, everyone will know, the last 2 home games, beating City and beating Arsenal, I don't know when I've left here. I don't know. Honestly, I thought I'd pop in there for a pint after and just absolute limbs, mate. So yeah, it's been great. So yeah, head on down.
So Brentford then, before the season began, a lot of their fans were sort of wondering what would be happening with some of their players. Yeah. Some big ones left, but of course they would be getting some through the door. Talk me through what happened in July, August and then into September then, Tom, because few people out, few people in.
Well, obviously the big one that was muted around everywhere was Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
And I think there was a lot of people thinking, Dom Solanke and Ivan Toney, where are they going to both end up? One of them decided, I want to make sure I'm back in that England squad, which he obviously is, and I want to keep scoring in the Premier League. And one of them went for some cash.
42 million euros.
Great deal for Brentford.
Absolutely. Don't
get me wrong, Ivan Toney, Joe's side, is a very good footballer, a very effective footballer. I remember us saying on the preview last season, if you look at the underlying stats, they were better when he was banned.
Absolutely.
And I think they'll be better this season, points-wise and position, than they were last.
It's just a reliance that they had on him maybe for goals subconsciously, but then players like Mbeumo have stepped up.
I think it's,
we'll see the stats later that they're sharing goals throughout the team, which is
what would be mad is a little... I suppose a little bit controversial opinion. It certainly would have been at the start of the season. Bournemouth lose Dom Solanke, Brentford lose Toney. I think we'll both finish with more points in a higher position than we did with them. Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? Sometimes the way football works. But yeah, he went. Dom went for Arsenal as expected. David Raya obviously permanently went to Arsenal. They obviously triggered that because he was on loan there. So yeah, they did lose a few. I think Zanka went in the end on a free, and Yako out on loan. They brought in Thiago, who's injured, I believe. One they're excited about. So it's a blow for them to lose him for injury. And Van den Berg, who I remember, they got him from Liverpool for over 20 million. They also got Fabio Carvalho from Liverpool. And I remember both of them when we were in the Championship. So Carvalho was obviously at Fulham, as they reminded him on Monday with the booze. And he was very good. And Van den Berg, I remember being on loan at, I want to say Blackburn. I'm pretty sure it was Blackburn. Yeah. And I thought, he looks a player. At the moment, he's kind of filling in that position, but he's still young. I think he's a good signing for him. They brought in Nunes that I don't know much about. He hasn't played loads of football, and they got a youngster from Southampton in as well. So nothing like absolutely major, but I think they've addressed a few little bits, and they're quite a together squad in terms of Thomas Frank has kept. He said it on Monday Night Football, actually. Kind of said that it's been easier to implement his style and the way he wants to play because he's had this group for so long, and he just adds in little bits. Eddie used to do that for us quite a lot. Just add in little bits. Don't go mad, because why should they? They've been a top Premier League side and quite established now for a few years. So yeah, didn't surprise me too much.
We'll see how their season has panned out so far shortly, but if you're brand new here, whether you're a Brentford fan or a Bournemouth fan yet to subscribe, if that's the case, what on earth are you doing?
Ridiculous.
There's a couple of things you can do to help us out, right, Tom?
Yeah, click the bell thing, because then you'll know when all the videos are out. Click subscribe is the most important one, and then click the like because you like it so much.
And there's content on the way, right?
Absolutely. There'll be a fan reaction straight after the game. For them initial thoughts of the game against Brentford. Then we'll do the vlog on the Sunday, obviously. You get that, smash that out. I'll do the Kofi exclusive player ratings. And Monday we'll dive into the second look, I'm sure, and talk about it in more detail before the bloody international break. So, even more reason now to do all them stuff, because you're going to be missing the Premier League, aren't you? And we'll make sure the shows all the time.
Absolutely, yeah. Get on board that. And look, on Kofi, we've had a couple of new people in through the door recently, added them straight to our Telegram group. And that group, I absolutely love it. It's such a nice place to talk. We gave them almost a 24-hour advance on our Media Watch video, which went out on Wednesday. They saw it on Tuesday. So some first looks, they got some raw content. And of course, that player rating show, afcbpodcast.com/coffee. Every penny that's donated goes back into the podcast. We're looking for some new equipment at the moment. I think new mics is the latest thing, because the cables are getting frayed, and we're looking at Rode mics so we can do it wirelessly, mate, because I'm bored and I don't like using these things, because at some point they're going to break. Every penny goes back into everything we do on this channel. So let's talk about Brentford then, because we know their home form.
Yeah.
We usually sort of go back maybe a month or so, but in this case, I want to take a look at all their results from the start of the season. So there's 10 games to go through, of course, your cup games and stuff as well. Started off 2-1 win against Crystal Palace, unknown quantity at the time under their new manager. Of course, they finished the season really well. So at the time, you're thinking 2-1's a good solid start for them. But then they played their away games. And my God, this has got to be the worst away set of fixtures they've had. Talk me through it from their game against Liverpool, mate, which was their first away game.
Yeah, Liverpool away. Obviously, we know how tough that is. They lost 2-0, which is, is what it is. No kind of disaster there. They beat Colchester in the Cup. Beat Southampton 3-1 at home, which, quite comfortable to do. Lost to City, which is a bit worrying because not everyone does. No, City away, 2-1 defeat, not bad at all. Won in the Carabao Cup again against Leyton Orient. Again, away from home, Tottenham, tough place to go, lost 3-1. Back at home, draw with West Ham, which they probably should have won.
In hindsight, they're probably looking at thinking I should
have won that, maybe. Yeah, maybe. The Wolves game, they smashed them 5-3. That was an entertaining one. Old Trafford, which it's still a difficult place to go, and they lost 2-1. They beat Ipswich 4-3, which was a cracking game, and they managed to get over the line again. And 5-3 and 4-3 at home maybe underlines a few of the issues there, but the things that are positive as well. They got through Sheffield Wednesday on penalties, and then obviously they went to Fulham and lost. So yeah, I think obviously gone through it quickly there, but we know the home form, as we mentioned, they're obviously top of it, and they're right at the bottom. I think they're second from bottom if it was away. But is there too much in it, or is it just the fact that, well, look at the fixtures they've had at home and look at the fixtures they've had away?
Well, 4 of their 5 away games have been against a big 6, and the other one is against a very informed Fulham. So you've got to say that
maybe it's just a bit of a coincidence.
Yeah, I think it is, and they're probably doing better than their league table suggests. And look, they're probably licking their lips at playing a side like Bournemouth. But look, we're in confidence ourselves. Now, one thing we can say is that there'll probably be goals, right? No side has scored more goals at home than Thomas Frank's Brentford side. Level with Spurs with 15. Brentford's last 2 Premier League home games, well, they have conceded goals though. Ipswich, Wolves.
There's not teams that are known for scoring loads.
No.
But they've won both, to their credit.
I think it's going to be a pretty entertaining and spicy affair.
Yeah, it should be a good game, mate, I think. And yeah, it's a weird one, that, because like I say, because it's fresh in my head watching on Monday night, I felt that for large parts, defensively, they looked pretty good. Obviously, it was right at the end that they lost it, and they never looked like scoring again. So, but then you look at that, and they were joking on Monday Night Football because Carragher was saying about how, they always score inside the box and they're always, really clinical and then they just score one worldie and then didn't really have another chance, typically. But yeah, it's going to be an intriguing one because, as I say, Monday night they were poor, but in general, I've been quite impressed by them. And I think Brentford away, personally, I know we're on the form we're on and we're all going to get carried away because we're just beating City and Arsenal. But I think I will always, maybe not always, it depends on the trajectory of the club, but I always think go to Brentford, get a point, good result.
Yeah, right. I'll scroll down this document. I'll turn the page, which we'll be listening to.
I love that tune as well.
I love that pre-match tune that they always play there.
Yeah.
I spoke to Matt, Brentford fan, who's frequently on Football's 12th Man. I just said, in a sentence, can you just maybe give me a synopsis on how you're feeling as a Bees fan at the moment? He said, I think the points drop from winning positions is weighing heavy on a lot of Brentford fans' minds at the moment. Taking a lead and sitting back with a defence that hasn't kept a clean sheet so far this season seems like a continuous tactical error on Thomas Frank's part. However, he's hoping that the lessons have finally been learned after the Fulham heartbreak on Monday and they can take the 3 points on Saturday.
Yeah, I didn't realise I hadn't kept a clean sheet. I just, I didn't pick up on that going through the results. We've only kept one, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Arsenal.
Yeah. It's not bad though, is it?
It's all right, isn't it? But yeah, so makes even more case that it should be a good game.
Brentford are a team that Bournemouth have faced a number of times over the years, in fact, in all 4 divisions. But look, we're not going to go back to, 1800 BC. We're just going to go since, say, 2008 or so, for the last, 25 or so years.
Feels like it's bad. My
It's
memory's
not great.
bad. Well, all I remember is...
Well, the last time we won at Brentford?
Oh, God.
2005.
What?
2005, mate.
Well, even I remember when we got voted, and obviously they didn't the first time round. So we won the league.
Yeah.
And I remember going there and losing.
Yeah.
That was the game. I don't know if you remember. Harry Arter got suspended when he was already suspended. So he was out of the game for 5 yellows. So he didn't play, but he came and watched. And then he had a go at the ref after the game, so he got banned again, which was classic Harry Arter. But yeah, they were always a tough place to go. And then even one of the wins that I can see on there now against Brentford was at home, was a playoff game that we lost over the 2 legs anyway. Yeah. So that win doesn't
count.
So yeah, I've always found them a difficult side. And yeah, what was that 2005 one then? Bloody hell, that is a long time ago.
Yeah, it was 2005, our last win. And look, but there are some fond memories of Brentford, though, because, of course, the Great Escape, the original one where we got a result there. Matty Davies was talking about it on the second look as one of his moments where he was most nervous leading up to the final whistle, just praying for the ref to blow it.
You know the one that I think, I don't know if you would have gotten, probably not, because you're not as loyal as me. I decided randomly, me and a few mates, to go to a Johnson's Paint, it was called, Johnson's Paint game at Brentford. So it's only Brentford, we'll go to Johnson. Don't always go to the Johnson Paint games, but a bit of laugh, have a few drinks and that. We lost 6-0.
Yeah, oh God, I do remember that.
Yeah, we lost 6-0. Is it on there?
Yeah, 2011. Yeah. My God.
Imagine going to a Johnson's Paint game and lose.
Well done for getting the sponsorship right, by the way, because do you know what's called?
Was it called Johnson's Paint there?
Yeah, it was.
Do you know what's called now?
I think the Bristol Street Motors Trophy or something.
I've literally never heard of that in my life. God, it's so big, aren't we? Don't
You're
look at that.
so
Don't
big.
Look at that. We might put the Canopy team in there.
Bournemouth have won just 3 of their last 22 Premier League games against London sides. And we've conceded at least twice in 17 of those 22 games. But the thing is, right, have you noticed a trend here? I'm being all negative on the preview. We only go and win games.
Never beaten City, have we? Never beaten them in the Premier League. Was it 15 in a row?
We've got to play for both, Tom. Oh. And look, you may have seen a couple of those names there.
I didn't. I was just about to ask you doing the initial thing, or were you just asking me?
No, I'm not going to give. But I want you to. I don't know. How many can I give you?
Come on, say a number, and I'll give it a go.
I want you to name a 6-a-side team at least.
Okay, yeah, but can you have 2 goalies? So I've got 2 goalies.
No, 1 goalie for now, but we'll come on to the others.
I'll have a backup keeper.
All right then.
So I want to prove that I know them both.
All right.
Which one do you want? Do you want crappy David Button or Jimmy Glass?
Jimmy Glass! 2 appearances for Brentford.
Yeah, barely played for it.
How on earth did you... You know what? I had everything queued. I was like, look, Tom, I don't want to be a pain and give you some clues, you ledge. But, Tom, stop being so transparent.
I think I know it because now he's obviously still at the club
You're good.
When he used to do a lot of comparing and stuff, and he'd talk. I just feel like I heard it.
All right, okay. So
no, hang on, I've got to do a 6-side team.
He's been on the pod. Someone else who's been on the pod.
Oh God.
I mean,
can I just get the ones that I know first?
This one's probably a difficult one to forecast.
Oh, does Tony Funnell play for him?
Yeah, Tony Funnell played. He played a lot of games for Brentford. Hi, Tony.
I'm not going to use that. All right. So we're going to play a 2-1-2.
Go on then.
Yeah, because we've got the keeper, Chris Mepham.
Yes.
And Ryan Fredericks at the back.
Oh, but will he be fit enough?
And then, yeah, that's true. We might have to play David Button at the back. Emi Marcondes, because he's the only midfielder I can think of.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go. I think I've got 3 strikers, but I'm going to do 2 that I definitely know played for him. That's Alan Connell.
Yeah.
And Lewis Grabban.
Excellent. I'm going to fling some other names at you as well. And look, if you can complete it, put them in the comments below. Tony Funnell, David Button, Lewis, Joe Kufor.
That's the other one I was thinking of, the other striker, Joe Kufor. He did play for him.
Alan Connell, Nathan Byrne.
Oh, yeah, right back.
Chris Mepham, Mark Ondes, Denny Mundy. We're going back a bit. Harry Fredericks, Ryan Fredericks, Harry Redknapp.
Did he?
A single game for Brentford.
Blimey.
Kirk Hudson.
Kirk Hudson. He was ropey, wasn't he?
And also Nico Yunaris.
We got him on loan, he never played.
Zeno Ibsen Rossi as a youth. Daniel Aduajay as a youngster. Nathan Mariah Welsh as a youngster as well. Warren Aspinall. Go on.
Put my hand up, Sam. There's someone that I think played for him who's not in there.
Okay, are we leaving it to the comments or are you telling me?
Well, I don't know what you want me to do. Do you want me to whisper at you off, Pot?
You're joking?
I think he did, but I don't want to put it out there in case I'm wrong. We'll check it after.
All right.
But if you know a striker that's not on that list and you think he played for him, let us know in the comments.
I'm going to have to Google it right now.
Oh, you did it now, yeah.
This is absolute.
I was thinking he might have. Please say he did.
I mean, he's played for a lot. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. If you can guess the name that Tom said, I'm going to give you a back of the net mug, right?
Oh,
I'm going to give a back of the net mug away to someone who guessed the name that Tom said in my ear, and I'll be truthful. If there's multiple people, I'll spin the dice or whatever, and then we'll work it out.
There's some ones in there I didn't know though, like some. Yeah, there's more than I thought there. Obviously, some of the youngsters. I didn't realise that. So yeah, a few little links in there, mate. I don't know. I like a Connell and Grabban front line though.
That would be decent,
I like that.
wouldn't it?
I don't know if any of them done that well for him though.
No.
They seem like they were more our players, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Obviously, Meps did, because that's why we signed them. But, nice little list, mate.
In terms of Brentford team news, a few players are out, Tom, by the looks of it.
Yeah, well, I mentioned Thiago, the new signing, earlier. He looks like he's out. De Silva's still out. Rico Henry, who actually got that injury, I believe, when we played him and drew 2-2.
Yes, yeah.
And he's still out, which is a real blow for him. I think he's getting closer. Aaron Hickey's still out. That Nunez, I think, is a doubt. And Christopher Aya, I think it's how it's pronounced, but spelled Asia. He's been a doubt as well. He could be back, I think. But so they've got a few doubts and a few out.
But in terms of players to watch, I mean, they've got a few, one of which seems to score all the time at the moment. Have you got him in your fantasy team? Because you probably should have.
I was literally about to say, he has made my fantasy team.
We are a duo.
I'm doing all right in fantasy football this year, and I think he's been the main reason because he's down as a midfielder, quite often plays like up top or in the front three. And the amount of times he's scored brace and stuff, he's done really, really well for me. I captained him, I think it was against Southampton, and he scored he's really helped me anyway. So yeah, he's one that I've always rated, to be fair. I always think he's a good player, and we mentioned it earlier, he's kind of taken that burden off losing Tony. So he's definitely got to be one to watch. I think I think Lewis Potter's an underrated player, and I think he can cause problems. He just needs some more numbers. And one of the most underrated centre-backs in the Premier League, in my opinion, is Ethan Pinnock. Yeah. I think because he's at Brentford, he doesn't get looked at much. I think Ethan Pinnock is a rock sometimes. So, yeah, he's one that I wanted to mention as well. But, yeah, they've got a good squad, man.
In terms of Mbeumo, who's scored in each of his last 5 appearances at the GTEC Community Stadium. So could he make it 6? We hope not. In terms of AFC Bournemouth team news, look, Andoni Iraola will be doing his presser very soon. But, of course, we know we've been missing Dango, Kepa, Alex Scott and Cini as well. We're just hoping that there are no other strains or pulls or whatever after that Man City game. Yeah,
we might be able to get a few of them back for the bench potentially. I think it's one of them. I think when you've got international duty the next week, if there's any that are close, you probably just leave it because they're going to have a lot of time potentially off now. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But hopefully no new injuries anyway.
I suppose a lot of Brentford fans will be looking at their one to watch for FC Bournemouth and they'll just maybe go to the default that seems to be Anton Semenyo, but there's a few that they might want to take a look at. Yeah,
I think we mentioned earlier, because he obviously made the error in the last game against them, but Milos Kerkez is really hitting form at the moment. Obviously got 2 assists against City, but also defensively doing really well. I think Evan Elson is starting to, he got that late goal at Villa, then he scored against City. 3 in a row ever? Do you know what I mean? He's starting to, and that's got to give you confidence.
Last time he did that was in January for FC Porto. Yeah.
I'm not being funny, but if you're a new striker to the league and you're trying to adapt and then you get back-to-back goals is one thing, but to get him away at Villa and at home to Man City, that's got to give you confidence. Yeah. So yeah, he's probably one to watch, I would say.
Do you want to know the referee?
Nope.
The name's Bond. Darren Bond had us at Leicester. We lost the game.
I can't remember any major decision though.
No, I can't.
It doesn't matter anyway, because if he doesn't make a cock up, then they'll just get the people in the bloody studio to make a cock up with their sides less than shit.
Let's do Matt's stats then. He always takes a look at the last 4 to check out the form of the team that we are playing. There were 2 home games, of course, as we know, against Wolves and Ipswich, and 2 away, Man United and Fulham. Brentford gained 6 points, winning both home games, losing both aways, as we know. XG suggests that this is probably about right. They've had 7 different goal scorers in the last 4. Like I said, they share their goals around. And Mbeumo with 3, Pinnock with 2. Tom's talked about him. 7 other players have had assists too. Damsgaard with 3. Lewis Potter with 2. The average positions of the starting lineups, you can see them on screen if you're watching the pod. We implore you to check out YouTube. Both of the home games have been against teams in the bottom 3. Barring the very defensive display at Fulham, Brentford generally like to have a compact band around the middle third of the pitch. So Ryan Christie and Lewis Cook again. The onus is on you boys, I'm certainly sure. Now, the following graph...
Well, Andoni might trump you there and put Tyler Adams in.
Maybe. And well done for making it like presidential topical joke as well.
Yeah.
The following graph on screen as well compares the summary stats of Brentford and Cherries over the last 4 games, although it's probably an unfair comparison given the games that they've had. Wolves, Man United, Ipswich, Fulham versus Leicester, Arsenal, Villa and Man City. Bournemouth have created more chances per games, although Brentford have had more big chances and scored more goals. We have conceded significantly fewer attempts, but around the same number of big chances. AFC Bournemouth, though, have conceded fewer goals.
Mad. I was literally just about to say that. It's weird, because they will look at, and rightly so, we've beaten Arsenal City, and we got a good point at Villa Park, and you suddenly go, God, Bournemouth are flying at the moment. Everyone's talking about Bournemouth. If you're actually Brentford, you go, well, we're top at home, and their last 2 away games, they got a point at Leicester and Villa. It's mad how you could just word it differently. But yeah, I think a lot of them stats are kind of what I thought about Brentford, and that's always, with Brentford, I've always felt they're efficient and they're clinical in both boxes. So they won't get loads of chances, they'll bury them, and then they'll try, obviously they've let a few too many goals this season, but I feel like they're a very efficient side, is what I'd say.
I want you to make a prediction for me, and it's based on what I'm about to tell you now. Neither side, Bournemouth or Brentford, have had more than 50% possession in our last 4. Brentford's games appear to be very set-piece based, with nearly 40% of chances created this way and only 20% of chances conceded from set pieces. Who do you think is going to have more of the ball in this game come full time?
Brentford.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think Brentford will have more, and we'll try and get them in transition with our pace. I reckon I'm going to go, if I get this, by the way, I'm going to go 64-36.
If that happens, mate, you're getting a back of the net mug.
Does that work? 64-36? Did I do maths right?
Yeah,
I really panicked there.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll get. Oh, thank you. Cheers, mate. But yeah, no, I think they'll. And I'm also trying to be positive and going, because we're going to take the lead, so then we're going to let them have the ball and counter attack. That's what I'm hoping.
Let's do teams. Come on then. Right, Brentford starting off with them 4-2-3-1.
Yes.
Go on then. What are you going to go for?
Flecken will be in goal. He did go down a few times, but he seemed to carry on all right. And I'm going to say one of the players that we said was a doubt at right back, so that's Aya or Azure. And I'm going to say that for Brentford fans. I don't know if I'm right and it was just an off game. I watched the Monday night game. Ruslev at right back was so bad that I can't see how they'll play him. And I was looking at it going, they ain't got many, but maybe Aya will be fixed. He's only a doubt, so I'm going to put him in there. Let me know, Brentford fans. I just thought he was really bad. I don't know a lot about him. And looking at Semenyo at the moment, I was thinking that'll be dangerous. Yeah. So I'm going to put Aya in. Nathan Collins didn't have the best game, but I think he'll stay in there with Pinnock. And Vandenberg, who's been filling in at left back, has been doing well there. Norgard, Janel, who scored the worldie, will be in the middle with Damsgaard in front. And Mbeumo off the right, Lewis Potter off the left, and Visser up front. That's what I'm going to go with.
All right then, as for AFC Bournemouth, go on then.
No, it's not. It's not Travers. Super Mark
Travers.
Not Travers. He's got to be Mark Travers, isn't it? And if he has got some sort of injury or his wife's due or whatever, just, it's fine, Kev, but don't worry about it. We've got the Travers. Travers in goal. I always get the right back wrong, but I got it right last time, so I'm going to stick with it. Adam Smith.
Yeah, quality.
Zabani and Senesi centre-backs with Milos Kerkez at left-back. We'll have Lewis Cook and Ryan Christie in the middle. We're going to continue with Tav, Semenyo out wide, Clive at the 10, and Evan Nilsson up front. I just can't see anything different, mate. I really can't. But it's Andoni, so it wouldn't shock me if he just suddenly Brooks is in there. Because he doesn't really, 11's 11, whatever, it doesn't matter. I trust the man with my life.
Right, before we go, there is a competition that is closing tonight from Football Prizes. And they've got some incredible pieces of Cherries memorabilia that no Cherries fan will want to miss. The main prize this time round is a stunning 24-25 Bournemouth squad signed home shirt, which can be won from just £3.95. There are also 15 instant win prizes in this competition as well, including an Alex Scott signed home shirt and a Dango Ouattara signed third shirt. The competition ends tonight, if you're viewing on Thursday, 7:30 p.m. and then the live draw will be on the Friday night. There's the link at the bottom of the screen, afcbpodcast.com/FP. That takes you to the Football Prizes link. It's all down there below. Get involved. We want to get as many sold as we can, and we hope that you are going to win. Right, Tom, time for that time again. And you know what?
Yeah, I don't want to be... I hate how superstitious I am. Yeah, all right. You done well last time, didn't he? God. That was very impressive, Sam. Yeah, I can't do it again, can I? I can't just every week go, I think we're going to lose, so I'll say a draw with my heart, and then we go and win, so I have to do it again. I'll just be honest. I do think this is a tougher game than people realise. I think they're very good at home, but we're in a good place. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Okay.
What are you going to go with? Be honest, what are you going to go with? We'll try and do this exactly what we do. Yeah, I know what you're going.
Final score is going to be Brentford 2, Bournemouth 3.
Oh, he's done it. Is this going to be clipped up again because all Sam's right again? I know what you mean, though. That's not much out.
I think there's going to be goals. I think they ship them, but they score them as well.
Yeah.
I think, I think it's weirdly like there's definitely going to be 2 goals for either side.
Okay.
And I think one side can nick it, and I think that's going to be
It's going to be the Cherries, isn't it? Yeah. Unal off the breath.
Oh, come on. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. But also, can you get any more Brentford and Cherries players? By the way, mate, I was watching this Man City vlog at the weekend. Obviously, I was gorging every bit of content there was possible. And it's the guy that came on our fan cams. Ian, if you're watching, hello. I don't want to pull you up on this, but did a brilliant vlog, interviewed loads of different people. Heather was on it as well. And then at the end, he's standing inside the Vitality Stadium and he's doing his outro. He's like, well, there you go. That's the match day vlog. Today, City have got stung by the bees.
Oh, no, he didn't.
He did.
Oh, no.
Ian!
You thinks we're just...
I
just think we just merged together. So like the big boys, just like Brentford and Bournemouth just merge in this. Who are they? Crap, but they're never going to go down.
Might as well be the same club.
Unbelievable, that is.
Look, we are looking forward to our away day. It's always a good one, always a favourite. Make sure the streets are playing before kick-off. At the Cherries, 3-2. It's coming.
Come on.
God,
I bet that guy's buzzing that you mentioned his beep, hasn't he? Did he actually do that?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I want to watch that now.
Shocker. Absolute shocker.